I can gently tap the fourth wall too. The proposal.
Welcome back to Choco Cinema, the show where every Monday of the month we dive into a genre one film at a time. And since it is February, this has been Romance Month, and we're closing it out strong, one of the most rewatchable romantic comedies of the 2000s. A film that's part office comedy, part fake dating chaos, and full of unexpected heart, The Proposal. Now, you know a movie's iconic when people can quote entire scenes from memory. Margaret, will you marry me? Because I'd like to date you. That's The Proposal in a nutshell. It's the kind of movie that shouldn't work, a boss forcing her assistant to marry her to avoid deportation, but because of the cast and chemistry, it turns into one of the most charming rom-coms of its era. Released in 2009 and directed by Anne Fletcher, The Proposal stars Sandra Bullock as Margaret Tate, a cold, perfectionist editor-in-chief who's about to be deported back to Canada. Her solution is to convince her assistant, Andrew Paxton, played by Ryan Reynolds, to marry her. It's fake love for legal reasons until it starts feeling a bit too real, and we already know, gonna be cliche for cliche's sake, of course, they end up together. That's how it works. That's why we love it, though. From the start, The Proposal sets up a classic enemies to lovers dynamic. Margaret's the boss everyone fears, precise, intimidating, very emotionally detached type of person. And Andrew's the assistant who silently puts up with her because he's chasing his own dreams. When they're forced into a fake engagement, the power shifts and the fun start to begin. The real magic of The Proposal comes down to two things, both its timing and its chemistry. Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds absolutely carry this movie. Bullock's comedic rhythm is very razor sharp. Every single line delivery is perfectly dry. And Reynolds, meanwhile, brings that sarcastic charm that turns awkward moments into gold that he's really known for. The contrast between them is very uptight versus laid back, serious versus snarky. It's kind of what gives the film its spark because they clash and they bicker and they fake it and eventually they melt. This movie's tone is exactly what rom-coms were missing for a while. They're clever humor that never really is, fully mean-spirited, and you've got physical comedy like the infamous naked collision scene, the awkward wedding practice, and the dog snatching by eagle moment that's still hilarious today. But underneath all that chaos, there's some sincerity. The jokes land because the characters grow, they stop being caricatures and start feeling more like people. One thing people don't really talk about enough is how The Proposal uses its setting. The small town in Alaska backdrop gives the film this cozy human feel. After so many New York or LA rom-coms, being surrounded by nature and family kind of feels fresh. It strips away Margaret's armor, literally and emotionally, and shows who she really is. Plus, you got Betty White as Grandma Annie, who absolutely is a scene stealer. Her energy gives the movie heart and chaos in equal measure. Now let's talk about the love story. What makes this romance work is mutual growth. Margaret learns to be vulnerable, to admit that she's lonely, and Andrew starts learning to assert himself, to stop hiding behind sarcasm. And by the time they actually fall for each other, it doesn't really feel forced, it actually feels pretty earned. The proposal scene at the end is generally one of the best in the genre. It's very funny and full of heart. Beyond the jokes and the fake marriage setup, The Proposal is about control versus connection. Margaret starts off thinking love and vulnerability make you weak. Andrew thinks success means staying quiet and following orders. By the end, both realize that love isn't about control, it's about trust. It's surprisingly mature for a movie that also has a scene with Sandra Bullock chanting in the woods with Betty White. The Proposal is one of those rare romantic comedies that just kind of gets better with time. It's funny, emotional, endlessly quotable, and powered by two leads that were at the top of their game, especially at that time. It doesn't reinvent the genre, it reminds you why the genre worked, because when the chemistry clicks and the story has heart, that's all you really do need. So if you're spending this Valentine's month revisiting rom-coms, this one deserves a top spot on your list. From Valentine's Day all the way up to The Proposal, we have covered a bunch of major movies for the month of February, so tune in next month for a Clint Eastwood month. That's right, baby, that's what we're doing. We're the Outlaw Josie Wales, might throw in a Juror number 2 in there, probably not going to do Cry Macho, I don't like that, I'm sorry, I don't even know why I lied about that. Dirty Harry, maybe something like that. And yeah, like, subscribe if you like these videos, and Choco Cinema continues next Monday.
Marry me.